I call to order the July 22nd session of Los Alamitos Planning Commission. Can I have a roll call?
Chair Riley,
Here.
Vice Chair Pulte,
Here.
Commissioner Daniel,
Here.
Commissioner DeVolt,
Here.
Commissioner Gross,
Here.
Commissioner Lowe,
Here.
Commissioner Sopacana.
Here. Would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'm going to open the floor for oral communications. If anyone here would like to come forward and speak on any item that is not on the agenda, you can do so now.
Oh, it's on television now.
Oh, it's on television now?
A Sunday fundraiser, maybe?
I am Teresa Murphy from Precious Life Shelter, and we are hosting a Taste of Precious Life at the Plaza this Sunday afternoon from 3:30 to 7. It will be a Santa Maria barbecue, wine, and craft beer tasting, and you are all welcome, as well as the community. It's family-friendly. There will be a child area, and it should be a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, seeing no one else come forward, I will close oral communications, move on to the consent calendar. Withdrawal of development application for Marriott Fairfield Inn. Staff report?
Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, this is kind of closes the public hearing for the item regarding the Marriott Fairfield Inn. The day after the Planning Commission, the applicant, Mr. Kevin Coleman, sent in this letter. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon. Had a long talk with them, and he was convinced that he was done in the city of Los Alamitos and put it in writing shortly thereafter. And so we just wanted to close the loop with the public record, so the public knew if they checked agendas what happened to it. This puts it in the public record.
Okay, so with that, that public hearing is closed.
The public hearing is closed.
Very well.
Can I ask a question? Or can I?
Sure.
What did we learn from that?
Personally, a lot of things.
Let us know.
Well, I think the applicant learned that he would have to give a better presentation. The applicant learned that he probably shouldn't be that flippant with his responses and be better prepared. If the commissioners learned anything, they'll have to express what they've learned. But I think I can't say that it is any one-sided blame here. I think the applicant was a little cocky and a little sure of himself and was hoping to gain approval without proving why it should be approved or providing some in-depth reasoning to some of your comments and questions. And so I don't think he had the patience for it, to be honest with you.
When did he first apply?
About 2.5 months before that.
Any other questions or comments? All right. So we will close the consent calendar and move on to public hearings. Item 6A, consideration of site plan review and conditional use permit for an application for the addition of a residential unit and square footage to an existing single-family residence.
Chair, I have a conflict. This is the property on Cherry Street, and I serve on a board of directors that has property right next door to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Is he close to this guy? No.
If it was, half of us would be leaving.
Yeah.
It's near Trent offset printing.
Yeah, okay.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Chair Riley and members of the Planning Commission, this item is the consideration of a site plan review and CUP for residential development at 10845 Cherry Street. The applicant, Loan Tran, is with us here tonight, and her representatives, they'll introduce themselves later. The development, that's the property there. The development includes adding on to an existing unit, which is back here. It's the same color as the grass there. And they're adding on a little bit to the existing unit and then building a second unit as well. There will be a small addition to the small structure back there, and then that's what the front of the building will look like. Here is the floor plan, and you'll see this is the existing structure. This is the new structure. This part right here will be part of the old structure when it's done. To meet parking, staff has conditioned that the applicant provide 4 parking spaces for the project, 2 of which have to be in a covered garage or carport. The plans don't show this now, but will be submitted for plan check as redesigned later, and that's conditioned in the conditions to do that. The proposed architectural style displays architectural elements of interest such as a small porch, faux decorative vent, 1 set of shutters, and multi-pane windows with trim above and below them, and a multi-panel front door. Let me pass out the color board. Okay, the front facade will be 2 colors. And that's to break up the large expanse of stucco. It will be stucco covered on the outside. It will have asphalt shingles. And staff has conditioned the development to meet the property development standards where the site plan may not demonstrate it at this point. Those conditions are 27 through 34 of your conditions. The location is appropriate for a duplex, and the design would be in harmony with the surrounding development. Most of the places in that neighborhood are becoming duplexes, and would improve upon the parcel's architecture. As you can see, it's basically a square stucco building right now, and the landscaping, of course, will be updated, which it has very little right now. Staff supports approval as conditioned. That's my report.
Questions for staff? Anyone? Okay. No questions for staff at this time. I will open the public hearing and ask the applicant to come forward, introduce yourself, and tell us a little bit about your project.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Loan Tran, and I submit the request for the construction of the duplex.
Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Seeing no one else come forward,
Go ahead.
okay. Seeing no one else come forward, I will close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission. And do I have a motion? Would anyone like to make a motion?
Not at the moment. I mean, I do have some questions I probably should have spoke up. Just regarding the setbacks. On the
Okay,
question of staff first. And
sure.
Now, this is a legal, it's a legal non-conforming parcel, correct? In that, why is it legal non-conforming? I guess that's.
It doesn't meet the frontage, right?
No, it doesn't meet the minimum
Lot size.
lot size. But if it was subdivided today under the 2006 code, it wouldn't meet the lot size. What about the lot width?
The lot length is fine. It's the width.
Let me check the width requirement.
I think it's 60 feet.
Yeah, I think it's in here.
This one's less than 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 45.
Yeah.
Mine's 50. Anybody cares? Mine's not conforming.
So, this came up kind of in the last meeting, and that was the expansion of a non-conforming use. That's what we're doing, right?
No, this is a non-conforming lot. Not a use.
All right. Are non-conforming lots covered in the code?
There's not a lot of language on non-conforming lots. There's a non-conforming use and structure section. But I've been surprised by the code before. Let me take a look.
I guess where this is all going, and, you know, we keep kicking the can down the road. Virtually all of the lots in Los Alamitos are I hate to even use the word non-conforming. They're illegal, because I don't think we have a definition of a non-conforming lot.
They weren't illegal when they were created.
Okay. Okay, so they're non-conforming, and that's the definition. If it was a legal lot years ago, and we changed the zone, it now becomes a legal non-conforming lot.
Let's say today you had 7,200 square foot residential lots, and you realized that didn't work, right?
Okay.
Maybe that was too small. You wanted lots that are bigger. Maybe things were happening economically in the town. They all became rentals. And you're realizing they're too small. So you would next time you revise your code, you're saying, you know what? That massive subdivision needs to slow down in our city, and maybe we need bigger sized lots. So minimum 10,000 square foot lot. So let me pick a year, 1990, you changed it to 10,000 square foot lots. Right? So in the future, no one else could have a lot lower than 10,000.
And wouldn't,
Because you corrected a problem probably.
yeah. But the rationale behind that would be if you had a largely undeveloped area,
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to ensure that you have, for lack of a better word, larger, more appealing structures or whatever, rather than a bunch of little ones
Cookie cutters, yeah.
all jammed in there. That would be the rationale.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess we changed this zone in the late 90s, early 2000s, to make the lot size, we increased the lot size to 60 feet from 49 and a half, or whatever the standard lot. After we were virtually 95% built out, okay, which makes every parcel non-conforming. And it just seems to me that we need to, as a commission, we need to rethink this, because does this start an amortization period, on these non-conforming uses? We get into amortization.
These aren't
They got-
non-conforming uses. They're non-conforming lots.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like today, you have how big is your lot? 12,000, no, it's probably 10,000 square foot lot on your house?
Oh, my house?
Yeah,
I-
10,000 maybe.
79.
So let's say a developer wanted to come in and do, well, I guess my previous example is the best example. 49-foot wide lots didn't work. They probably realized by the time you got a garage on there and you got the turning radius, it didn't work. So the city decided to change the minimum lot size. So this mess can't continue.
But it's continuing.
No, development on them is continuing. No one's shrinking lot sizes anymore. You're not taking action on changing the lot size.
So if you had a bigger lot before, you could subdivide it down into a bunch of small lots. And that's what the current.
I guess that's the
concept-
clarity I'm needing.
Yeah.
That's, so.
So that was the intention?
So
when it
why,
was
but
done?
why, so then
Yeah.
why are we, so basically all lots are legal then?
Yeah, they were
If
legal
they've
at one
already
time.
if they've already been subdivided, they're all legal lots. So should we be, I guess, but here it says has a requirement to be met. No, legal non-conforming. But,
But it doesn't say illegal.
It doesn't meet the current requirement.
okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
You haven't stripped a property owner's right to build on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
I
code
think,
allows for it.
I think
All right,
that
good.
all
Okay,
that
that's-
verbiage says to me is that it doesn't meet the current requirement.
Just like if you change the height requirement tomorrow, Art, you wanted no more two-story houses, you don't put an amortization on your house.
Right.
You just decided in this city, two-story didn't work.
Okay. On the setbacks, it says required 10 feet. How, the 10-foot setback on the rear, does that include the parking? Is it, or is the parking included in the 10
It's from the
feet?
property line. Setbacks are measured from the property line.
How far in? And can you use it for parking?
Yes.
Yeah, you can use them for parking.
Okay.
Yeah. But we take that 2.5 feet off of the alley, though.
Yeah.
You'll see that subtracted out on this. Unless the lot previously gave up that 2.5 feet.
And what's the, I can see it for a covered space is to be a 10 by 20.
Mhm.
How about an uncovered space? What's the dimensions?
9 by 19.
9 by 19.
That is our,
Yeah. So this site plan doesn't meet code. That's why Tom's added the condition so that it does when they revise it.
all right. Okay.
Anything else from anyone? Questions, comments? Would anyone care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. What's the number? Item 6A.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? None? Motion carries. Congratulations. Good luck with your project.
Thank you very much, everyone. And I try to do my best to do things correctly.
Thank you. All right, so that takes us to item 7, items from the Community Development Director.
Nothing to report, except for we will be having a couple of full agendas coming up. We're going to start on the next phase of rezoning properties to meet the new general plan. We've done 3, 4, 5 parcels so far. We've done the City Hall site, and we've done the Sausalito residential properties. So those have come to the Planning Commission. They've gone to the City Council for a public hearing. They've gone to the City Council for the second reading last night. And in 30 days, those will be legal and enforceable. And so we're starting on the next ones. So you'll see the next one come to you. Is it the recreation one or the medical one?
It's the Arrowhead and the medical one that's
So the-
around the medical
The
campus.
medical one around the back of the hospital, and then the overlay over Arrowhead. So you'll see those coming up. Again, we think it's going to be a year-long process to get these all done. And if you think you aren't ready to make a decision when it comes to you, then you're not ready to make a decision, and that's okay. Oh, we need to bring Wendy back.
Hey.
I'm sorry. So that's it. You're just going to have a couple of full agendas coming forward.
Did you catch that, Wendy? Full agenda's coming.
That's all right.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to Commissioner reports. Anything from anyone? Commissioner reports?
I just have a question on this.
Uh-huh.
What's the process for this now?
There's 2 processes when, after I take an action, or the Planning Commission takes an action, or even the Traffic Commission takes an action. It can be appealed to the City Council within 20 days, or a council member can call it up for review within 10 days? 10 working days, I forget whether it's working or calendar days. They have the option of bringing up to review. They have to stay neutral on the item and not state what their opposition is or whether their favorability of it is. It could be either or. So they stay neutral and they bring it up for review, and we do the very similar public hearing.
So was this a commissioner? I mean, this was a council member doing this?
Yeah.
Or was it-
Shelley.
Councilmember Hasselbrink has requested that be brought before the council.
Okay, so she's questioning our decision?
She's not saying that.
She's not saying that.
She's just saying
She's
she wants
calling it up for review.
But we all know.
Well, if she wants to review it, then she's questioning it.
She wants the
She
five
wants
of them
she
to
wants the
review
council
it.
to review it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should have blown these people completely out of the water.
Hi, you're predicting what her thought process is, and she hasn't stated her thought
I'm
process.
being very sarcastic.
The water was the other item. This isn't the
Yeah.
water.
Well, which one is this?
This is the
CrossFit.
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 Right, which we should have just blown out of the water, not like blown out of the water, but, yeah, we should have just said, sorry. See, you guys gotta
Maybe
learn
she'd
to be
like the
tougher and rougher and not so nice to businesses.
Question. So Stephen, since it's a public hearing, we're gonna have full staff report. We're gonna
For that item?
for this call for review.
You won't, the council will. The council's reviewing the action that the planning commission took.
Okay. So they're gonna have full staff report. They're gonna get testimony from the public.
From any interested party.
So do you renotice?
Yeah,
Okay.
the same way. The 500 feet around, tenants and property owners around the site. And then you guys have been given a notice. Does it have the date on there?
Well,
for
do
you?
do we go there and be subjected to questionings as to our reasoning?
There's no requirement that you do. They'll have the minutes, they'll have watched the tapes.
Yeah, I don't think that works
All right.
either.
Okay. All right.
I don't think that works for us to go as individuals.
Right.
Because I think we're a body
How-
acting, right? So
But we can't go as an individual?
you can go as an individual, but you can give your personal opinion, but you can't speak as to why this body made the decision it made, right? Because it's a
Oh, I
collective
understand that,
decision.
yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
That's how I understand it.
It's not an adversarial point counterpoint session between you and city council. It's council hearing it on the merits of the case as well.
And then, so will we get that back, a summary of their action, their
It's
decision?
interesting, actually. They have options. They could send the whole issue back to you. They can make a decision to uphold or they can override your decision or augment it in any way.
Yeah, I think my
They
question
could
was,
send- oh,
will
we-
we be informed of
Yeah, the same way
whatever
we're
action?
notifying you of this, yeah. Yeah, and if I don't, just nudge me a little and I'll send it to you.
So they could say you guys are right and uphold it. They
Mm-hmm.
could say you're wrong and you should have done this, or they can make a decision for us then, right?
Yeah, they can.
Or they could send it back and
The
say,
5 of them will probably have as complex feelings and observations as you might, as the 7 of you.
Is there any forum where they being council, could question us as to why we made certain findings?
I think they have it on tape.
Yeah, they have it on tape.
Yeah, they've got the,
They have
I know Shelley
tape
watched
to hear
it,
what we
that's how-
said, but not an explanation of what we decided.
They could direct me to question you if they want. I just don't see that happening.
Did she give a reason for why she's
No.
requested?
Pu-
I mean,
Placing
there's
a,
a process.
yeah, placing a reason would put her in a position of bias.
So is it an appeal?
No, it's a call for review. The appeal section of the code has 2 sections, appeal and call for review. It was implemented about 4 years ago. It could have been 5, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
back
yeah.
so
It
fast.
doesn't seem very long ago. I remember it when
Yeah.
it came up, and I remember
Right.
when those rules got changed, so it wasn't very long ago. It doesn't seem like it was very long ago.
Appeals and call for review was adopted in, surprisingly, 2012.
Yeah.
It was 3 years ago.
3 years.
As an additional safeguard to avoid results inconsistent with the purpose of this code, any order, requirement, decision, determination, interpretations, or rulings of the commission may be called up for city council review upon the written request of any council member.
All right.
I think I remember the reason why, but I won't say.
A lot of cities have this now. Other cities require just for it to be appealed.
Okay, anything else, Commissioner reports?
thank you.
No?
We have a fundraiser Sunday at St. Isidore's for Precious Life Shelter. You can get more information by going to www.preciouslifeshelter.org.
Thank you.
I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents in.
All right, anything else?
We have a golf tournament in September, too.
Get your plugs in while you can.
And then I do pomegranate martinis on the golf course.
Very nice. All right, with that, meeting adjourned.